I am going to scale my agency to $250,000 a month in 2025. And this is the exact game plan that I am going to be using. And this is going to be super actionable even if you are at those lower MRRs, because the fundamentals of business are the exact same at any level, no matter if you are at 2K a month or 250K a month. Throughout the video, I will also reveal 4 super important nuggets you need to know to scale your agency that I have learned scaling my own agency to 50K a month. Let's get straight into it. The areas of business of importance at this scale is, first of all, acquisition is the most important one to scale your agency, of course. Then you have the service delivery, and lastly, you have the operations. This is all your agency is. These are the only 3 parts of an agency that exist. You have the acquisition, you have the service delivery, and you have the operations. There's no other parts of an agency that you could come up with. And as I said, acquisition will be the most important one by far for my agency to get from 50K a month to 250K a month in 2025. And what's important to get our acquisition in order, of course, to actually have solid goals and a solid framework for getting there. So let's reverse engineer what I am looking for. I want 70% margins to take home $200,000 a month in profit. That is the goal, which means that I need 40 clients paying me $7,000 a month. And just for reference, this is 40 clients. This is all it takes to take home $200,000 a month, or $2.5 million a year. Only 40 clients paying you $7,000 a month, which is kind of mind-blowing. And to get that, I need to get 4 new clients a month, pessimistically, at a 30% close rate, which is only 13 discovery calls a month. Here I am ignoring all of the clients that I have right now, and I am aiming for a lot more clients than I actually need, because if you aim for the exact number that you're trying to achieve, you will most likely undershoot it. But if you give yourself a 50% margin of error, you are much more likely to actually reach the goal. So with this setup, if we actually reach this goal, we will end up at like 60 clients and a lot more a month in profit. But as I said, I would rather aim above where I want to be and then end up a bit under that than try to aim at exactly where I want to be and then end up below that. So this is the input that's required. I only have to book in 13 super highly qualified discovery calls a month that I can close at a 30% close rate to get me to $200,000 a month in profit, which is not a lot at all. But these have to be, as I said, highly qualified, because closing 30% and closing them on a 7K a month retainer is no easy task. So here is how I am going to do it. First of all, book meetings. How am I going to book these 13 meetings a month? Simply, I will do more of what's already working, because I have already scaled my agency to 50K a month. I have already found systems that work for me, so I can just do more of that because I'm already booking qualified meetings. So I don't need to figure something completely new out. This is a fallacy that a lot of agency owners fall into. They begin booking meetings and they're like, oh, let me try this new strategy instead. Why? Just do what's already working. If you are booking meetings, do more of that. If you've ever listened to Alex Ramose's stuff, he constantly preaches this concept of more, better, new. So when you are trying to deliver better results, you can do it through 3 ways. You can do more of what's already working, you can do what you're already doing better, or you can try something new. And new is the last option that you should go for. First of all, you should do more of what's already working. Then if that stops working, you should try to improve what you already have, make it better. And lastly, you can try something new if the last 2 options fail, or if you have completely exhausted them. So never jump straight to new, do more of what's already working. And that is going to be my mindset in 2025 for booking meetings. And what has worked for me is LinkedIn personal brand. That means building a personal brand on LinkedIn and people coming inbound to me, because that is the easiest way to close big deals. People actually contacting you instead of you reaching out for them. Cold email, cold calling, all of these methods are good to get you to your first 20, 30K a month, but they're not going to get you consistent 10K a month clients signed. And within my personal brand, I have 4 different parts. Number 1 is organic content. So I am posting every single day, Monday to Friday, with a value or a social proof driven post. Here is what one of them looks like. just a quick post explaining why we are the best agency, or explaining a specific concept within the marketing space, just positioning myself as an expert in the field that I am in, which is paid ads, and always including a mirror picture. Then we also run webinars once a month. Here is a graphic for one of the last ones. Again, choose a topic that is interesting to your niche. For us, that is CMOs. So we were talking about ads not working and how they can fix that and boost their results quickly, which is of course super relevant for CMOs who want to increase the ROI that they are generating from ads. We got a lot of attendees from that. So far, we've hosted 3 webinars. Each of them has gotten over 400 unique viewers, and that may not sound like a lot, but when I only need 13 discovery calls a month, 400 potential prospects is quite a bit of volume. Then I do giveaways. So every single Friday, I give away something to my audience. Usually it is a Notion document or a Miro board like this one, where I again explain some kind of concept. People comment a specific word and I send it over to them, but I don't send them the resource directly. I send them to a landing page where they leave me their email. So it looks something like this, just a simple form submission landing page. Everything I learned after spending 12 million crowns on Google Ads, I have made a document explaining everything that I've learned. They put in their email, they put in their first name, and I send it over to them. And that way I have their email, I have their name, I know that they're interested, and I can begin nurturing those leads through newsletters, through webinars, through my organic content, all of the other aspects. This is an entire ecosystem where every single part helps the others to convert better. It's not like these are completely separate entities that I'm running at the same time. They all mix together and help each other. And lastly, DMs. So I source my LinkedIn post comments and LinkedIn post likes every single day and send DMs to the relevant ones. So if, let's say, a CMO of a company that I think would be relevant commented on my post, I send him a DM with a super simple invite to chat, just like, you want to take a digital coffee. I don't have any offers. I don't pitch them because they have already commented on my content. So I know that they know who I am. I know that they are relevant because I've checked out their profile. So all it takes at that stage is to just send a simple DM to actually get them to book in a meeting. So this is very, very bottom of funnel. All of these things have warmed the prospect up. And then lastly, I convert them using DMs to actually book a meeting. I have made an entire video on my LinkedIn strategy, how I generated over $150,000 from LinkedIn. So I'll leave a link to that in the description if you'd like to check that out. If you want access to this entire Miro board, send me a DM on Instagram and I'll send over a care package for this video with all the links that you need. Next is the offers. Now we've booked in some meetings. What are we actually going to offer them? Here, it is important to understand that what gets you to level 1 is not what gets you to level 2. We have so far been using basically only performance deals for closing clients, and that is where we take a percentage of what the client earns. So let's say we run ads, we generate $100,000 for a client. Usually we take about 5% of that. So we would charge $5,000. This has been an amazing model to get us to 50K a month. But the issue is that at this stage, we are getting close to 20 clients and it's becoming very, very unpredictable. We are unsure of what the agency is going to do in terms of revenue until like the last day of the month, and that is no way to scale an agency predictably. So now we are transitioning to retainers, and there are lots of reasons to use a retainer over performance, and in addition also downsells. But I want you to understand that just because I'm transitioning to retainers doesn't mean that you should transition to retainers. I still recommend every single starting agency owner to start with performance deals because they are so much easier to close and you can charge clients so much more than you could with a retainer. If you in the beginning jump on a sales call and you say, hey, we're going to charge you 7K a month, and it's a relatively small business, they're going to be like, are you fucking stupid? Like, well, of course, we're not going to do that. But if you have a performance deal that ends up with you invoicing that client 7K a month because you generated them good results, they will be completely fine with paying 7K a month. This is not as true at my stage as it was previously. But as I said, Just start with performance in the beginning. You will assign more clients and you will get paid more per client, but it will be, as I said, a bit more unpredictable. Also, charging retainers brings us closer to the money, which is golden nugget number 4. So all of these gold ones are things that I want you to internalize. Number 1, do more of what's already working. 2, what gets you to level 2. 1 is not what gets you to level 2. 3, charge retainers once you begin getting to 40, 50K a month. And 4th, get as close to the money as possible. And what I mean by that is that the loop from us signing a client to the money actually hitting our account is much, much shorter with retainers than it is with performance, because on performance, you can only charge at the end of the month because you have to actually have delivered some results and then charge based on those results. And in Norway, in addition, every single invoice has a 2-week due date. So with performance, we are 1.5 months away from the money every single time we sign a new client. So we get a new client, we sign them on a performance deal, and we won't see any money until a month and a half later. And of course, that can create a lot of liquidity problems, especially when we're scaling, especially when we are expanding the team. So this will be huge for us, and we will get the money within 14 days of signing clients. So always keep your liquidity in mind when you are scaling your agency to not end up in a position where you're just not able to pay your bills. And as I said, downsells, we're looking to up our retainers. We're not going to offer our done-for-you service to clients that pay us less than 7K a month, but we still want to have some revenue expansion through those clients. We are going to have downsells to done with you offers and do it yourself offers. So it opens up several new revenue streams as well, which is of course positive. The sales process and the delivery stay the exact same. We have a great sales process. We are already closing, I would say 70 to 80% of the inbound clients. So we are on track to hit those KPIs, and our service delivery is also amazing. We have hired a team of A players. So we have some of the best paid ads results in Norway. So no need to change that. Again, like if it's working, don't change it. Just do more of what's already working. And if you are wondering what our sales process looks like, it is a 3-step 2-call close process. We start with a discovery call, then we do an audit where we map out the client's ad account. We come with suggestions for improvement, just give them some free value. And last is an actual sales call where we present a quick slide deck and actually get the prospect to say yes and no. Again, I have made an entire video on my sales process, so if you want, you can check that out. I'll leave a link to that in the description. So this may sound simple. It's not going to be easy. We are probably going to hit a lot of challenges and roadblocks, but that is part of running a business. So feel free to copy my system and copy my way of thinking, because this way of thinking has already brought me to 50K a month, which is no small feat for a marketing agency. And if you are feeling stuck at 0 to 8K a month and you want my help to scale your agency, I am opening up a couple of spots to work with me personally one-on-one to implement all my acquisition, service delivery, and operations systems and frameworks that I use to scale my own agency to 50K a month. So if that sounds interesting, reach out to me on Instagram, send me a DM, let's talk about it.